Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. This is part 4. Not really necessary, and I've done several videos like this, but in case some new people are watching, to add a little bling to this cutout, I've got my nudge factor set on 5 inches. I'm going to nudge the outer ring out of the way. I'm going to take the whole thing, I'm going to hit the plus key, and I'm going to move a copy of it out of the way. Now what I'm going to do, and this is one of those cases where you welded it and everything doesn't work, so you're going to go back minus front and you get your cutout. Then of course you make it red, and then when you move it over your ring, that's going to be your cutout. But if you want to add a little bling to it, and then probably the easiest way to do it is to take your virtual segment delete key and delete this. Delete all the interior parts. Now you just have an exterior little part. And in this case, you know, the number at the bottom really doesn't be our friend. But if we take away the circle, we have these lines. Let's turn these lines black. I'll right click. And you could leave them as a hairline, or you could make them a little bit thicker and engrave them. And then what we can do is nudge them back over and look at the difference between the two. Now you can tell where the letters go past. If I was going to do this and do a lot of them, I would leave them as a hairline, keep them black. I would actually group all this together, Control G. I'd actually move this over. I would take this item, put it to the top of my laser bed, and because this is a single, only engraving type deal, the black circle should be so what I'm going to do is move that out of the way. I'm going to vector engrave this, and it'll take like half a second at a high power and high speed where it won't cut through the wood. It'll just mark the wood, okay, because it's a hairline. Then move it out of the way and move this back, and then run this at a higher power or the same power and lower speed so it'll cut through the wood. So the end result is that, let's make it look like wood color. Let's say it's, let's just make it a light. Let's make it this color wood. So that's what it's going to look like, but it's not, I'm going to take away the outline. That's what it's going to look like, but if you take this and put it back, of course we'll have to go to object, order, front of page. It's going to help define the letters. You know, like I said at the bottom really doesn't matter because it's just this bar I created in the previous version. But it kind of floats. And for this particular one, the person was going to paint it, and if the kids were going to paint them, and if they wanted the ring a different color, they would have a guideline to paint up to, and say they wanted to paint, you know, this outside red. I don't know if that's going to stop it. No, it didn't. It's not going to stop it. But you could have that red and have this a different color. It's not stopping it because it's a smart fill. Let's try that. Let's move that over. Let's move that over as a color. So this way, if you're going to paint the outside red, well, it's leaking, so it's no big deal. But I hope you get the point that it's going to make it stand the letters out a little bit more where you, but it's still going to be strong and still going to be held together because it's one piece of wood. I personally would have done this different down here and just, you know, and maybe have these letters connect, and then you could kind of, it's going to help the people read it. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.